Hello everyone, and now welcome to something completely different. This is Plants vs. Zombies. As many of you probably know, I can't imagine anyone who's watching this probably hasn't played this game before, or at least heard of it. But yeah, this is going to be my little interim LP in between years 1 and 2 of Stardew Valley. Don't worry, this won't be a very long one, so yeah, probably within like the next couple weeks or so we'll get back to Stardew Valley, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different in the meantime. Just take a little bit of a break and get myself ready for year 2. And yeah, I really like this game, and without further ado, let's just get right into it with starting the adventure. It's a very fun little game. It's a tower defense game. So if you've played like any tower defense game, this game will probably be at least somewhat familiar to you. This is kind of an example of what the board could look like, but yeah, like I said, don't worry, this won't be a very long LP by any means, but it's one I've been wanting to do. I don't know, it's definitely up there on my list. So yeah, basically the way the game works is you plant seeds, they'll be up here using sun. You'll start off with a little bit of sun. You won't usually start off with 150, but sun will also fall from the sky like this, and then you can plant more plants. Zombies will also come down whatever lanes you have lawn on, and then yeah, your plants will attack them. Pretty self-explanatory. Again, if you've played any tower defense game, you probably get the hang of this one pretty quick. I actually love tower defense games. I used to play them all the time on like various flash sites when I was younger. Hang on, let me close my window here. There we go. Yeah, I love tower defense games, and honestly, it's been a long time since I've played a really good one. Which is kind of why I decided to come back to Plants vs. Zombies. I play through this game pretty regularly, actually, though, now that I think about it. I mean, well, I did a playthrough maybe a couple of weeks ago, just to, like, get re-familiarized with the game for the LP, but, I'll do one every few months or so. Anyway, we got a new plant here, the sunflower. And what the sunflower does is, well, it gives you additional sun. And yeah, over here it'll give you kind of a preview of what kind of zombies we'll be attacking. So far there's just the standard zombies, and you see they give us 2 more rows here. Yeah, game's not kidding when it says sunflowers are extremely important. You want to keep them in the back. I always plant them on the farthest back rows as I can. Now, in most levels you can get away with just 1 row of sunflowers here. Although, I will say that most of the time I like to do 2 rows of sunflowers anyway. And the reason for that is mostly just to, like, ensure that I have enough sun for, like, emergency situations. So I'll go ahead and plant 2 rows of sunflowers. It's really not necessary for this level. And like I was saying, it's really honestly not necessary for any level of the game. But better to be safe than sorry. It's always my motto when it comes to just about anything, including video games. But yeah, so basically if the zombies get up to your plants, they'll start eating them, which is why you want to keep the sunflowers in the back protected by your pea shooters here, is so that, you know, the zombies won't get to your sunflowers and eat them, and then all of a sudden you're not producing sun anymore. There's really not a whole lot to these early levels. This whole tutorial stage of only having 3 lanes is really, really easy, and I'm pretty eager to get to the actual meat and potatoes of the game here. Although, honestly, the main game as a whole is relatively easy. It's when you get to the mini-games that stuff really starts to ramp up in difficulty. As far as how long these videos are going to be, I haven't really decided that just yet. Basically, the way that it works, you might notice down here, there's level 1, 2. There's 5 levels altogether, or 5 kind of worlds, I guess you could say. And there's 10 levels to each world, so 50 levels altogether. We're on level 2. I was thinking about doing 5 per video, 5 levels. Although in these early videos, I might be able to, like this first video, I might be able to just do World 1 all together. Like, just knock it all out. Later on, though, I'm definitely going to have to do 5 levels per video. But even if I do 5 levels per video, that's only 10 episodes for the main game. And side games, I'll probably just end up doing, like, I don't know, 1 video per mini game, or 1 video per side quest, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, not much to speak of these, like, early levels. There's not a whole lot going on. It's honestly kind of boring. Once you've played the game a few times, anyway. This is all just still them just letting you get the hang of the game here. I might have want to save my son for a pea shooter here, but we should still be able to get this one in time. Yeah, it's worth noting that regular zombies will take 10 of these regular peas in order to kill. And once you see the zombie's arm fall off, that means it's halfway gone. That's the only one I know off the top of my head. I don't really know what other HP zombies have. Or whether what HP other zombies have. But yeah, as you can see also, the little zombie head is walking closer to the flag here. When it reaches the flag, then that means that there is going to be a huge wave of zombies that comes out. And the flag isn't always going to be at the end. There is always one at the end, but sometimes there's one, even two, like in between. I should also note that when a huge wave of zombies comes out before the end of the level, the rate at which the zombies come out will increase for the rest of the level. Okay, see here, this is a conehead zombie. Conehead zombies have more HP than a regular one. I don't know how much more off the top of my head. It might just be twice as much, but yeah, you see the cone's starting to deteriorate here. That's how you know that you're doing a lot of damage to them. And yeah, then it falls off and they just turn into a regular zombie. But as you can see, 2 pea shooters is enough to take out a conehead zombie from the start here. So, as long as you've got at least 2 pea shooters per row, you're more than fine. Well, actually, that's not necessarily true. If you have, like, 2 conehead zombies back-to-back, 2 pea shooters won't necessarily take care of them, because these peas don't have splash damage. They'll only hit the zombie right in front of them. And you might also notice that when the headless corpse is standing for a moment, peas will still hit it. And that can get kind of annoying sometimes. Like, the corpses of zombies that are about to die will just straight up block your shots. Oh, I didn't even talk about the flower we got here. I could show that off. This is a cherry bomb. If you plant it, it'll blow up a bunch of zombies. And the way that it works is it'll instantly kill any zombies that are on the row you planted on, as well as the row above and below. So you don't want to really plant them on the uppermost or lowermost rows, as then they'll only hit 2 rows. If you do it in one of the center rows, then it'll hit 3 instead of 2. This plant here is a walnut, which is kind of useful. It's basically, well, as the name implies, it's a wall. And there we go, we finally got 5 lanes. Yeah, so the walnut will basically act as a shield for your other plants. It'll take the zombies a lot quicker to eat through them than it would your other plants. I mean, most plants, a zombie, it'll take, like, maybe 3 seconds for them to eat through. The walnut is closer to, I don't know, 30 seconds, I guess? I never really timed it myself. We're definitely going to want to get a pea shooter out ASAP for this guy. There we go. And I'm going to put him out to the 3rd column here, because I am planning still on doing 2 rows of sunflowers. Yeah, the whole 2 rows of sunflowers thing is actually a habit I picked up from the first game, or the second game, rather. Plants vs. Zombies 2, which was a, honestly, hugely disappointing mobile game. A lot of the levels, so basically the way that it worked is, in Plants vs. Zombie 2, you'd, like, clear through a world, but then you'd also have to complete bonus challenges in order to unlock the next world. Because, you know, they got bought out by EA, go figure. And also, go figure, you could actually spend real money to advance to the next world, but I was determinedly free to play in that game, and, well, I just would try to clear out all the challenges. But they make some of those challenges really, really, really hard. And a lot of those challenges were finish the level with so much sun. So I got into the habit pretty quick of just planting 2 lanes of sunflowers to just always have extra sun. Which is actually, as I mentioned, a pretty good strategy for the first game here, too. Now we'll just go ahead and keep planting sunflowers. And I guess I can throw out a pea shooter here. Yeah, these early stages, you definitely don't need 2 lanes of sunflowers. In fact, I don't really know why I'm even bothering, but... You don't even need that many pea shooters, really. Honestly, if it's just regular zombies, 1 pea shooter can just take them out just fine. If there's cone heads, then you might need 2, but you definitely shouldn't need any more than 2. Oh, I also, I should note, I do plan on showing off each... I'll go ahead and put a walnut out here. Because I do plan on showing off how each flower works. Pretty much every time I get a new flower, I'm going to always use it in that next level. And the game's pretty good about giving you flowers or plants. I'll probably interchange the two terminologies there. But the game is pretty good about giving you plants that'll be immediately useful in the next level. The ones that they're giving us here at the start are just generally useful plants. Like, you know, I'll always have sunflowers, obviously. Always have some kind of firing plant, like a pea shooter or something. Something that can do steady, regular damage. Pretty much always want to have an emergency item like a cherry bomb. And having some kind of wall, like a walnut, or a shield, rather, is also pretty good. Yeah, it should also be noted, though, that the walnut is definitely far from the best shield in the game. Same with the pea shooter. Regular pea shooter I'm going to be replacing pretty much as quickly as I can. Ooh, I could actually use a walnut here on this row, but yeah, as you can see here, the plants are also recharging up here, and certain plants recharge more quickly than other ones. Well, I managed to take it out all the same, but yeah, you can see the walnut there recharges pretty slowly, which is actually why I'm not a huge fan of the walnut. There are other shield plants in the game, and they don't recharge very quickly either, but for how much HP the walnut has, it doesn't recharge very quickly at all. And now we meet, honestly, probably my least favorite part of the game, Crazy Dave. It's very, I don't know, Crazy Dave is very indicative of 2009 humor, which is when this game came out, 2009. Yeah, because he's crazy. But now we have a mini-game here. Every 5th level is always going to be a mini-game. In this case, it's walnut bowling. Basically, the way that it works is you'll take a walnut and put it somewhere behind this red line, and then it'll start moving diagonally across the board there. So I'm going to wait a little bit and let these guys come out a little bit before I actually start using walnuts. Because for being the first mini-game in the game, this one's actually surprisingly, well, not hard, but you can run out of walnuts pretty quickly. So I like to let them kind of stock up in the early game. And it should also be worth noting that these cone heads take 2 walnuts, whereas other zombies only take 1 to knock out. Again, I'm going to let these guys come out a little bit farther. One other thing is, see these lawnmowers over here at the end? If a zombie does manage to make it all the way through a lane and past all your plants, I'll get run over by this lawnmower, and it'll take out all zombies in the lane there. You do want to watch out, though, because once the lawnmower is gone, then you don't have any more backup protection on that road. That's it. By the way, these red walnuts here are exploded nuts, exclusive to this level, and they basically act as cherry bombs when they make contact with the zombies over here. Now, yeah, I didn't watch as well as I should have earlier because I was explaining the lawnmowers, but basically as soon as I see a new card come out here, I immediately want to take one of these walnuts, because if it's all filled up, well, you won't get more walnuts there. A lot of the minigames, whoops, I just went right on through there. I totally forgot, too, they only hit diagonally once they actually make contact with a zombie, so that's where I got a little bit confused there. And hopefully that one will go up. Nope, it didn't, but that's alright. Yeah, you want to try to chain off as many of them as you can. That's why I kind of like to let these zombies come out a little bit. Because even if the zombies are just poking out at the end here, as you saw, the walnut will still make contact with them. Now this, if that goes down, which it did, okay, good. Yeah, I was going to say it shouldn't make contact with those. And again, these walnuts, like other plants, don't have splash damage. Well, there are plants that have splash damage in the game, but none this early. So they'll only hit one at a time. Also, definitely want to save your exploding nuts for when you really need them. Again, I'm just going to let these guys come out here a little bit more before I hit them. Should also note that this game has really, really good music. I forget the name of the girl who made the music. Shoot, I used to know. I think I used to follow her on Twitter, actually, but... yeah, she did a killer job. Okay, and then for this part, we can just send out exploding nuts here and here, and then, yeah, that'll wipe them all out. But yeah, as you can see, if you let the zombies advance and stockpile your walnuts, you'll have no trouble running out there. And now we get, honestly, one of my favorite plants in the game, the potato mine. It only costs 25 sun and explodes on contact, but as you can see, it takes time to arm itself. So basically what that means is that when you first plant it, it won't be active, but it will still be susceptible to being eaten. However, it's really good for the early on in the level because it only costs 25 sun. And it makes it so you can kind of concentrate more on planting sunflowers. And that you don't have to spend 100 sun right away in order to plant a pea shooter. They do recharge fairly slowly. Looks like it's the same rate as a walnut, but it's not too bad. Now you see there's one coming down here, so what I'm going to do is plant the potato mine right here. And that'll just buy me a ton of time in order to plant a bunch of sunflowers here. Because one thing to note is that the first zombie of each level is the only one that'll spawn, well, what's a better way to phrase that? At the beginning of each level, the second zombie, or rather subsequent zombies, won't spawn until the first one is dead. Well, never mind. I immediately got proven wrong there. I thought that was the case, but I guess not. So, never mind what I just said. But I'm going to go ahead and plant a potato mine here to take care of this guy. And yeah, you're starting to see why these are so useful. They do take a bit of time to arm, but these guys move slowly enough that the potato mine will take care of them easily enough. And yeah, this lets you concentrate on just building up your sunflowers, as well as a good amount of sun in reserve while you wait for your pea shooters. Now I see another guy coming out here. I'm just going to plant a pea shooter for him, because I already have plenty of sun to make the sunflowers. And yeah, from pretty much this point on, I won't really bother with potato mines in this level, but, yeah, like I said, they're very good for the first, like, couple of zombies there. In fact, I'm actually going to go ahead and plant one for this guy. Because by the time he gets all the way out here, my pea shooter might not have enough time to take care of him. By the looks of it, it probably would have, but better safe than sorry. Ooh, now this guy here, this is a javelin zombie. And you see, he'll start running fast at you. But he'll jump over the first plant he encounters out there. And then he starts walking slowly. So when you see one of these guys coming up, it's best to plant just like a cheap plant out here. Walnuts are good because you want them out here anyway so that your plants don't get too close to so the zombies don't get too close to the plants there. Uh-oh, you see this guy's starting to eat my, ooh, wow, he actually got my pea shooter there. Oh, shoot. I guess we'll use a cherry bomb for him. Wow, that was bad. I didn't think that, it would take that long for the pea shooter to get to him. This pea shooter should be able to take care of this guy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that other one there. I'll go and put that one there. And I think I am actually going to start putting potato mines out here for future javelin zombies. And some walnuts as well. See, this guy, yeah, will get hit by the potato mine there. And these might actually kill him before, yeah, he gets the potato mine. So that's nice. But as you can see, I've got 375 sun here, which is far more than enough to take care of anything else that comes out on this wave. I should also note that the explosion from the potato mine will only take out the zombie that steps on it. It's not like the cherry bombs, where it'll take out enemies in like a wider area. Yeah, we got a conehead zombie and a regular zombie on top of each other right here. So it's actually really nice that I had the walnut on that floor. But here we go. Now we got the snow peas. Snow peas, as you can see, cost a fair bit more than regular peas. But here's the thing. Yeah, the peas that they shoot are frozen, and they'll actually freeze, or rather slow down, enemies that they come into contact with, which is really, really nice. For the longest time, I didn't really bother with snow peas, but actually on my last couple of playthroughs, I've been using them, and I found them to be extremely useful. I would definitely use them over regular pea shooters, and in later levels, I'd use them in addition to other kinds of pea shooters. Okay, so plant the potato mine there. Just keep on planting sunflowers. You'll see my strategy a lot of the times, especially for the early part of the level, is pretty much just going to be the same. It'll actually pretty much be this for the rest of the game, which is use cheap single target removal on the first couple of zombies while you get your sunflowers out. And once the sunflowers are out, then you can start putting out your artillery. Go ahead and put that there. And I'm actually going to wait until I can start putting out snow peas instead of just putting out regular pea shooters. Snow peas I definitely want furthest back. That way if zombies somehow start to really start to get through, at least the regular pea shooters that are in front of them will be able to take them out. Yeah, as you can see, the freeze effect slows them down. The freeze effect itself doesn't stack, so multiple snow peas won't necessarily make the zombies move a lot slower. So I would just stick with one snow pea per row, or per lane. I'll try to refer to this across as lanes and then down as columns. But yeah, whereas it took two regular pea shooters to take out one of these cone heads before, this one snow pea should be able to do it by themselves. And there we go. Now that we got a snow pea for each level, I'm just going to start putting regular pea shooters down. But yeah, as you can see, this one snow pea by themselves is able to take out that zombie very easily. Okay, we got a javelin zombie here. I'm going to throw out a walnut here. But as you can see, the snow peas will affect them too, even while they have their javelins. Still, it's nice to have that walnut out there to slow them down anyway. Just so they don't get over here too quickly. Go ahead and throw that pea shooter there. And yeah, with these early levels, it's like I said, if you pretty much have two columns of pretty much any kind of pea shooter, you should be good. Yeah, don't worry if you think my strategies are a little bit stale right now. Like I said, I will be mixing it up and using new plants at pretty much any given opportunity I can in this playthrough, just again so I can show off the utility of them all. Fortunately, there aren't really very many plants that are awful or unusable. I mean, there's none that are straight up unusable, but I mean, there are a couple that aren't very good, but still. Most of them do have some kind of use and can be used for some kind of strategy. Now, as you can see, yeah, there's a flag here, even though it's not the end of the level. So there's going to be a huge wave of zombies now, and then there will be a lot more zombies that'll start spawning. Okay, I'm going to put this potato mine here for this guy. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more zombies that'll start spawning from here on out. Okay, put the walnut there. So now pretty much this whole column is protecting me from javelin zombies. This potato mine's a bit less reliable than the walnuts, but when my walnut's ready, I'll just go and replace the potato mine with a walnut there. Oh, this pea shooter's ready to go here. And yeah, as you can see, my setup at this point is pretty much impenetrable. But I'll just go ahead and keep on adding pea shooters just to make it even more fortified. Now, this shovel, as they didn't really talk about, but the game explained, you can use it to remove plants. So I can go ahead and take out that, that mine, and then I can just put a walnut there. But yeah, you can see with the double sunflowers yet again, I'm very easily able to afford this kind of a setup, and I still have tons of leftover sun. So once again, that's why I like using 2 rows of sunflowers. If I wanted to at this point, I mean, the level's going to end before I can really do it, but I can start putting out a second row of walnuts here as well. That way, when the javelin zombie jumps over one, they'll still have to eat through another walnut here. And as you can see, with double sunflowers, it's really not hard to literally fill up your entire board with plants. I mean, at this point, I don't even really have to do anything. I could, honestly, once I hit, like, this, maybe even this column, once I got this all filled up, I didn't have to, I could just sit back in AFK for the rest of the round, but... Okay, here we go. Next kind of plant here is a chomper. I don't really use these very often. I don't think they're that useful, but they're not awful either. So yeah, it insta-kills a zombie, but is left vulnerable while it's chewing the zombie, which does take a little bit of time. Okay, now you can see we have to actually choose our plant, since we only have 6 seed slots here, and we have 7 plants. So you always want to pick sunflowers. I'll take potato mines for sure. Cherry bombs for emergencies. Chompers to show them off. Walnuts because they go with chompers. And I'll just go and take snow peas. And leave the regular pea shooter out there. It should also be worth noting that the levels will get... I mean, this kind of should probably go without saying, but the levels will get harder on the further on in the world you get. And it's kind of like Pac-Man style, where, you know, you'll have level 1-4, that'll be pretty hard, and then you'll do the bonus stage at level 1-5, and then level 1-6 will kind of get, like, easier again, but then it'll ramp up in difficulty more quickly after that. Okay. Just waiting on this potato mine here. There we go. Yeah, in these early levels, you definitely want to watch the potato mine. If you miss that for too long, you might not have a chance to use one to defend against your plants. Because even when they're underground, this little thing will still stick out, and the zombies will still be able to eat that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start setting up some walnuts here. The main reason I want to do that is... Oh, shoot, that was a bad place to put one, though. You know what? We'll just go and put the chomper out. Yeah, I want to start getting my walnuts out, because I want my walnuts to be able to defend my chompers. And the walnuts take a really long time to recharge, so I really want to get them out as quickly as possible. Okay, I'll go ahead and put a snow pea here. Let's put a chomper here, and then that walnut will recharge in a moment. So yeah, I can just throw one here. Now yeah, as you can see, this chomper is currently like chewing on this zombie, and while he's doing that, he won't be able to eat anymore. So that's why you want to have the walnuts to defend him. Ooh, good, there's a cone head here. Choppers will one-shot zombies regardless of how much HP they have, so... Well, with one exception, but we won't see that until much later in the game anyway. And then we can go ahead and put the walnut here. put another chomper here. Yeah, the main reason I don't... Okay, so this is a buckethead zombie, which are much, much, much tougher than conehead zombies. They might even have as much as, like, 4 times the HP of a regular zombie. At least it seems to be that way. Whereas coneheads might be more like 2 times. Again, I don't know about those figures exactly, but that's what it seems like to me. Go and put that there. So yeah, with the walnuts protecting the chompers and the snow peas also backing them up, these really shouldn't be able to... The zombies, rather, shouldn't be able to get to our chompers at all for the whole level. But like I was going to say before that buckethead showed up, yeah, I don't usually like the chomper setup, mostly just because the chompers cost so much sun, and they tend to be more vulnerable than other plants. If you want to insta kill things, I mean, you have like the potato mine and the cherry bomb, which does an AoE. The potato mine will do it. I mean, it's a one-time use thing, but it only costs 25 sun as opposed to the 150 that chompers do. I guess I can start setting up more snow peas back here. Even though, again, the freeze effect won't stack, the damage from them still will. And I'll start putting out more walnuts here, so that maybe, I don't know, if I end up having the time, I can throw out another row of chompers here. Although I won't, because, yeah, now a huge wave of zombies is approaching. I should also note, as you've been able to tell, that chompers can actually eat plants, or eat zombies through a plant that's ahead of them, which is really nice. If that wasn't the case, I mean, these plants would be unusable, but game devs obviously knew that, which is why they were able to do that. And yeah, that pretty much does it for this one. I'll even throw out a chomper here just to eat that bucket head. And there we go. Oh, excuse me. My nose always gets sniffly right as I start to record, and itchy too. But anyway, now we've got the repeater, which fires 2 peas at a time and costs 200 sun instead of 100. And repeaters are kind of my preferred, like, generic firing thing. Firing plant, rather. I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to use regular pea shooters for the rest of the game. They're just really not that worth it. Cherry bombs, and then snow peas, repeaters, and walnuts. Yeah, for 6 seed slots at this point in the game, this is probably just my preferred setup anyway, even without just trying to show off new plants by throwing the repeater in there. Because, I mean, the way I see it is, like, this is pretty much 2 pea shooters in one, but it only takes up 1 slot on the rows or columns here. Okay, just waiting for that next zombie to show up. Also worth noting, we've got 2 flags here. Okay, we'll go ahead and put the next one right there for that sunflower here. Oh, what I meant to say earlier was that the first zombie, actually first couple of zombies, will only show up by themselves. So you won't start a level with 2 zombies coming out at the same time. It'll always be 1 zombie, then 1 more, then like another 1 after that. And then after that you might start seeing multiple zombies appear at the same time. Okay, that one should still explode in time. Let's go and throw out the snow pea here. And I'll throw out a repeater here. I'll also start throwing out walnuts, because, again, those take forever to recharge. Yep, as you can see, throwing out 2 peas at a time deals with zombies much, much more quickly than a regular pea shooter would. Oops, I didn't mean to put that guy there, but it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I should put something down here. It's kind of funny, too. You'll see the walnut's facial expressions change as they get more eaten. You see this guy's all happy, but this guy's just got, like, a blank face. And it's kind of sad. Once they are almost eaten, they'll just start crying, actually. Yeah, snow peas and repeaters are actually pretty comparable in the damage they deal. Even though snow peas only deal, like, 1 damage per pea shot. Or per time they fire, unlike the repeaters that hit 2. Because they slow the zombies down so much, they can take zombies out at about the same rate. Go ahead and throw this one out here. But yeah, with the snow peas and the repeaters out here, I mean, I could pretty much just sit back for the whole level once I get a column of each, and then not have to do anything in order to win. But as usual, I'll just continue to plant anyway, just to, I don't know, have something to do. Okay, we'll throw that walnut there. Ooh, we got a bucket head over there. They should still be able to take out... Well, I don't know. That one's already partially eaten. Let me go ahead and throw out another repeater here, so that they definitely take this bucket head out before they eat through that walnut. Yeah, that's another reason the snow peas are so good, is because it doesn't just slow the rate at which zombies walk towards you, but also the rate at which they eat your plants. Ooh, I should have put that repeater down here. But I'll have enough sun to get another one by the time he gets to the walnut. Okay, there's the repeater. Let's see, throw another repeater there. And then I'll start throwing out another row of walnuts here. Yeah, as you can see, things are starting to get a little bit more hairy here. We got a lot more, like, cone heads and bucket heads and javelin zombies all coming out after that first wave there. And it can seem a little bit overwhelming at first, but it's really not that big of a deal. Alright, looks like we put that walnut in a good spot. And yeah, look at that. The wave's pretty much already almost over at this point. And there we go. Looks like we got a scrap of paper for beating this level. On our house. Well, it's nice of them to leave a note at least. Okay, so I mentioned that levels 5 and 10 were a bit different. Level 5 is always a mini game. Level 10 will always be one of these, though, where you'll have zombies start coming out right away, but you'll be able to just get plants from up here. You won't have to actually use sun to plant them. So yeah, these 10th levels are pretty easy, honestly. Not a whole lot to say about them. Other than to just, like, you know, kind of watch everything you're doing, watch all your lanes and columns. Also, it's definitely worth saving, like, cherry bombs and stuff. These potato mines, I don't know. They're kind of useless in this level. Just because, like, things are coming out so quickly that you don't really have a need for them. Like, if I really wanted to kill this conehead, I could have just... Okay, let me actually put this snow pea here and this pea shooter there. Like, if I really wanted to kill that conehead, I could have just stacked all the pea shooters I got up there. But I figured, what the hey, I'd throw them out anyway. Now, you won't really see a whole lot here that is too much more difficult than the rest of the level. Pretty much nothing else to say about it at this point. But as always, you definitely just want to keep an eye on things. That's like the main thing about this game as a whole. You just want to make sure you're keeping an eye on everything. Because it's really easy to, like, you know, forget about one of these lanes or one of these columns, or like miss some sun, or miss some other drops that we'll see a little bit later in the game. You just want to make sure you're keeping an eye out at pretty much all times. Oh, this guy's gonna eat my chomper. It's not a big deal though. Oh no, he actually didn't get it. I'm actually at a point where if I get any more pea shooters, I'm just gonna dig up these guys here. Yeah, you can see I don't even really have anything to do with these walnuts right now until some get eaten. I guess I can dig up this one and put a new one right there. Oh, we actually got through that walnut there. Let's go ahead and put that one there. Yeah, you can see he's got a straight up frown right there. So yeah, as you can tell, we're very, very well fortified here. I can pretty much just sit back and do nothing for the rest of the level. And I even still have a bunch of cherry bombs stocked up here. I'll just do that just to get my meter still rolling here. And we'll just do that just to end the level. And there we go. There's World 1 all right there. And it looks like we got some sort of mushroom for this next prize. Wonder what that's all about. Well, we'll be seeing more of what that's all about next time on more Let's Play Plants vs. Zombies. This is Hexlex, signing out. Have a good day.